Teamwork tutorial for beginners. Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how you can get started with project management using Teamwork. Teamwork has now made project management so much more easier than it used to be. Now, the best part about using a platform like Teamwork is that not only does it enable you to manage your projects, but you're able to handle multiple different projects at the same time. Teamwork has several different products, including managing clients, unifying projects and tickets, reducing repetitive work, and making sure to get client feedback with dashboards as well. They have capabilities including planning resources, tracking and reporting, maximizing billable time, planning your day, forecast resources, and maximizing team capacity. So we're going to be taking a deeper dive into how you can get started with using Teamwork. To get started, simply head on over to teamwork.com and click on Try Now for free to sign up on Teamwork. To get started, we're going to first enter our work email address like this, dimishmazel@gmail.com, and then we have our password, which we are going to choose by ourselves like this, and then choose to sign up with Google if you want. After that, I would like to proceed. Next up, you're going to describe your agency. So for us, this is a creative agency, which has 1 to 5 people. And let's say for now, I have 3 people that are going to be joining my Teamwork board. Then I can choose my role in my company. Ideally, when Teamwork is being set up as a project manager, you want someone that is leading the business to be the person that is going to be choosing the platform or setting up the platform, simply because you want administrative powers or administrative authorities to be associated with that account. So for us, we are going to add ourselves as the founder. Our company name is Spencer, and we're going to add our phone number. And then I'm just going to click on continue. Once I do that, I can proceed on to the next step. So we're going to wait for our sign up to be completed. And once our sign up has been completed, we can move on and complete our onboarding. Now over here, we can see personalization options. So we want to have general project management, delivering client projects. These are my 2 main purposes that I'm getting started with. And then I want to set up a default project or, our first project. So let's say this is going to be for Cassiopeia. And then I'm just going to click on continue. And I can add the task name. So let's say for us, we want to build 2 Instagram reels for their new heart collection. And the second task is to create static ad content. And I'm just going to click on continue. Now, after that, you want to choose your default view. You can change this later on as well. You can go with a table view, a board view, or a list view. Personally, I prefer a board view because it just keeps me organized. It's also pretty decent. A list view can provide you with information in the form of a checklist. A table view can provide you details, whereas a board view can help you in ensuring what categories each task present in. So we're just going to proceed with the table view. Now I can invite my team members, which I'm going to just skip for now. And we're just going to wait for our first project to be created. Now that our first project has been created, we can get started with building our dashboard. So on the top left, you will see your home section. Then you have your personal calendar. Then you have your personal timesheet, your personal project, activity inbox, and dashboard. Now, when you're the default person that has built the account, obviously you want to set up the account and business side as well. So on the bottom left, I can see my details and I can click on settings over here to manage my account settings as well as my site currency, client view, and more. So I can customize all of that, including a project health label. Good, at risk, needs attention. Then we have billing for new users, allow project administrators to create new users. When the new timeline mode is enabled, pressing return will create a new line. Allowing tags, edit, locking of tags, lock editing, so on and so forth. You can customize all the permissions that are added. After that, you will also see time. You can set up automated email reminders for your company users by choosing frequency, time, and threshold. Then you also have custom fields and forms. So if you click on custom fields, you can add custom fields to projects and tasks. For example, I want to add this to my project, and the field title is going to be revenue. And this is going to be a number-based field, and I'm going to save that. So whenever a new project is added, I can add the revenue of that. Within a task, let's say, I have a certain determiner where we can add the drop down, and the field is called, let's say, categorization based upon sales lead or lead manager or lead department. And let's say the lead manager, this can be added in the form of an assignee rather than a drop down. So I want to add this as lead department or lead team. Lead team is going to be, let's say, it's Finch and Sparrow. Okay, let's say these are just two teams within my company, and I can assign different colors, and I can make this project specific as well. But I'm going to make this throughout my entire workspace. So you can also add other applications to further boost your productivity within the teamwork application. Now we're going to go on ahead and we're going to go into templates. Now we have project templates that we can use as well. And directly in our left side, we can see clients as well as projects. Now, in your client section, you're going to be added as your own internal client. So you're going to have your own business be added with the project and the task completion and the health as well. Then under project, you're going to see the default project you created. Now, if I open this up, this will add the information about the project. Now, by default, it has assigned me. And then the priority, logged time, tags as well. Now, if I want to add more columns, I can add fields and add more columns and more bits of information. So for project management, I am going to click on the top where it says board view, and you will see the 4 basic statuses that are stages. So we have backlog, to do, in progress, and completed. Let's say I have a failed section as well, and instead of in progress, I want to add, rather than failed, I want to add it as stuck, and then I'm going to hold the status and move it over here right after the in progress one, and I'm going to move everything from the backlog, and I'm going to click on this. I'm going to collapse that stage. Then I can add more stages. So let's say this is going to be in progress, stuck, completed, waiting for approval. And then my final stage is going to be, I'm going to close this out. I'm going to move this ahead. It's going to be approved. And I'm going to change the color for this as well. I'm going to make this green, and the completed stage is going to be a dark blue. Approved, stuck, in progress, to do. I'm going to change the in progress to purple like this. And just like that, I have defined different stages for all of the tasks. Now, people can add tasks, or, managers can add tasks over here, and the assignees can move them in accordance to the status they are in. So if I want to add a task, I can click on add task. Let's say the task is going to be to create another ad, create a Facebook post, and I'm going to click on this. Now, whenever you create a task, you can add more details within the task. You will see on the top you have 2 options. The assignee can start a timer to log the time it took them to work on the task, and you will see a log time over here. They can directly log the time and add it by themselves, or they can also choose to turn on the timer and let it calculate how much time they've spent. Below that, you can add a description whenever a task time is logged. So the assignee can actually tell the employer that, hey, I spent this much time doing X, Y, and Z to accomplish this task. This makes it easier to track down time and to ensure that you're able to hold everything accountable without having to constantly bug your employees about each and everything. So below that, after that, you will see 2 little icons to see how much time was logged and estimated. Whenever a task is added, the person that's adding the task can add a time estimate. So to create an FB post, let's say I do think it's going to take around 6 hours, like this. Then after that, we can have the task link. We can set up a reminder, set it to repeat, follow this as well. And then we can have notifications. Now, over here, a task link can just be shared easily. Setting it to repeat is when this task will be added over and over again. Now you might say, why would I ever set a task on repeat? Well, tasks can be set on repeat for a number of reasons. The first reason why a task may be set on repeat is because it's a recurring task. For example, if your business has a monthly all-team meeting where all departments and all team members are meant to join, This basically means that all team members will be joining and everyone has to attend. So those types of meetings are going to happen on a monthly basis, and having to log that in your calendar every month is going to be a hassle. No one wants to do that. Instead, you can add it in the form of a task, and that time can automatically be blocked off for all of your team members because everyone can be added as an assignee. Now, the next option is the follow task option. What does following and unfollowing a task really entail? Well, as a project manager, following tasks can be really important, especially for the health of your business. So you can follow and unfollow tasks as necessary. Following tasks allows you to get any notification on any change that happens within the task, which basically means that if I move the task from one status to the next, the person that is following the task would get notified. You can even notify by email, as well as move the task, download it as a PDF, and more. Now, within a task, you will see the option to mark it as complete directly from here. When you mark a task as completed, you will see that it disappears. So this basically archives a task, which is something that a lot of people do prefer because they do not want, completed tasks to constantly be taking up space. However, you can always bring back your archived tasks within your settings. Now, we can see that if I go into my list view, we have our hidden task. And if you want, you can uncheck this task like this, and this will be moved back into the original status it was present in. Now, when you add a new task, you can also see the assignee option. I'm going to assign this to myself. Then you can set up a due date option like this just by selecting it on a calendar. Then you have your priority options. So let's say this is medium priority. And then you have tags. Now, tags are global tags. So if you want to build your own, let's say I want to tag this under art collection. I can just add the tag name, add the color, and create a new tag. And if this is project specific, you can define that as well. But you're able to add as many tags as you want. Then you have the estimate of time and any details. Because Teamwork is such an amazing tool, it allows you to add details in the form of a subtask. And subtasks can help you in ensuring that everything is going to be completed on time and time can be accounted for. So you will see that you have the ability to do a /, and within your /, you are able to add dates, descriptions, time estimates, tags, priorities, private, set to repeat on subtasks of a larger task. So if you add something like build a ad campaign, obviously that is going to entail a lot of micro steps. So you can add those as subtasks, and all of them can have their own due dates, own descriptions, and basically function as a full-fledged individual item. Then after that, you also have dependencies. Dependencies are tasks that need to be completed before this task. So a dependency on this, let's say I need my Instagram Reels before I can create my FB post. I'm going to select that and select this task as a dependency. Now that task is going to be the blocked by task, and this is the dependent task. This will notify you by, showing this little red flag over here, and you will see you have a high priority because this is a dependency. So the following tasks are waiting on this task, which is going to be displayed on both ends. And this ensures that the workflow that your team is working in can be accounted for. So if anyone is delaying work or anything is not being done due to certain reasons, people are easily able to see and define where the issue is coming from, and they can solve their, get resolution for any delays. Then you also have proofs, which can be created from this task. So you can add a proof name, project, due date, as well as reviewers and approvers. So let's say Ms. Maisel can review. You can add the approver or reviewer. Reviewers are people that can view the task, but they cannot approve it. But approvers can basically approve a task, and this is what the proof name can be, defined as. So depending on what they're approving, whether it's a campaign or whatnot it is, then you will see all of your activity within the task. And now we've covered everything we need to know about creating tasks. Now we've taken a look at the list view, at the board view, and at the table view. However, there is far more. If you click on dashboard, you will get a basic summary view. Now, what are dashboards used for? Dashboards are used for a lot of different reasons. The primary reason usually is to get a that bird's eye view of everything, because no business manager wants to spend hours and hours looking at the same dashboards trying to figure out one bit of information, but they simply cannot extract it. So for that reason, it's really important to have these dashboards where they're able to see all of the tasks, the digest, task completed yesterday, completed unread comments, unread messages, stages, how many tasks are in what stage. Then you have a breakdown, time-based breakdown, all tasks, milestones, project trends as well. And all of these metrics are going to be super helpful to ensure that your tasks are completed really effectively. Moving on, you can go on ahead and click on Add on the top right to add different types of widgets within the dashboard. So whatever you are trying to track, whatever bit of information is necessary for your business, you can click on Add and quickly add it over here. Let's say I want to add a user and I want to add myself because I'm the only user here. I'm just going to have to add an update, and I can add an update over here, and whatever the update is, I can click on Add, then this can be added on my dashboard, and then I can delete this as well. Your dashboard not only gives you a summary, but this can also give you all of your activity. So if a manager just wants to go through who did what throughout the day, they can view the activity portion to see what activity was happening. Moving on, you also have files. So you can add all of the files within one section and never lose your files. This is really important because a lot of businesses get dragged down simply because of how much content they have to keep in store. So when you have this type of file manager, you're able to keep all of your files in one section. You can click on Google Drive to connect your Google Drive and save all of your files in Google Drive. This enhances the storage capabilities of Teamwork as well. Now, moving on, from here, we can move forward and take a look at the timesheets. So whenever you are trying to just view the timesheets for one project, let's say you're trying to bill a client, you don't want to view the timesheets of every single project that your team is working on. So for that, you don't have to anymore. You can simply go into time under that project and you're able to view all of the time that any employee has logged in for that particular project. This makes it easier for paydays and payroll. Then you also have forms, which can help you in gathering information and valuable data. Then you have more functions as well, including finance milestones that you can set for the project. Let's say the first milestone for my project is going to be, let's say it's going to be 10K Instagram followers. And who is responsible for this milestone? Let's say I am. Then I can add who can view this particular milestone, what tasks need to be completed, any tags, any description. Now, a lot of people say, what's the purpose of adding a milestone when, it's just a regular old just metric? Well, milestones can really motivate employees and boost their morale. Below that, you also have a messaging function, Gantt views, comments, notebooks, links, people, and then general settings for your project. These settings are not going to impact the view of the rest of your project or your team space. Now moving on, this is just one project. I can go into projects and click on add project to add my secondary one. I can even click on use a template and I can use one of their pre-built templates. Teamwork has some amazing and highly detailed templates that I personally love to use. I'll show you guys one of their simple task management or professional project management template. Now, I'm going to import this as it is. So we have people, we have advanced options, project categories, no category. I'm just going to add this template just as it is by default. Now, this is our template that we have just loaded up, and you guys can see this is the template dashboard. Then I'll show you guys the list view as well. This is what the list view looks like. This is our board view. The board statuses on this are slightly different. So it says backlog, to do, doing, done. And after that, we have our table view, which has more details. So we have tasks as well as the subtasks. And over here, I will see within the table view, we have different lists that can be categorized based upon whatever tags that they have. And you can get a lot of valuable information in a table view. You can see all of the basic metrics of a task listed out in different columns. You can add or remove columns as well. So I do not want, let's say, to display the logged time. I want to display the start date and the stage, so I can add those. And you can choose how you want to customize your table view. This makes it really easy for your team to add whatever they prioritize, because different teams are going to have different preferences and different ways that they function and they work together. So whenever they are adding their own stuff, you can ensure that everything is very nicely organized into a metric that is useful for that particular team. Now, moving forward, we also have a dashboard, and you guys can see this dashboard has some more data. Now, I'm going to show you guys some of the features we did not take a look at in our sample project. So this includes finance. Now, finance is a great tool. This includes a budget, rates, time, expenses, and invoices for that project, which makes teamwork the best project management tool for client-based teams. So if you are an agency or a consultancy, then you're probably having to build invoices, payroll, and expenses. You want to track all of that. And tracking all of that can be a hassle. You even might have to use your own accounting software, but Teamwork simplifies that by creating their own budgeting section. You can build budgets and you can add the rates of employees, the per hour rate, the logged time, as well as the expenses and invoices that you can send out. This makes it really easy to set up your own automations for billing. Then you also have notebooks, which I really like to use, especially right now because everything gets lost very quickly if I jumble it down in one space. I like to keep all of my projects to be very segregated, and this segregation is done amazingly within notebooks. So you can click on create a notebook over here, and once you do click on create a notebook, you can build your own notebooks. These includes these commands where you can add different bits of information within your project management tool. Not only that, but you can also add guides, knowledge bases, Q&As for your team. So if your team has any questions or queries, they can directly take a look at the notebook. A lot of teams usually like to build their customer service FAQs. So for your customer service agents, you can directly build a FAQ or a knowledge base, which they can use whenever they are answering queries. Now, these are just the basic features of Teamwork. To go to the next level, you can click on Automate on the top right to start with automations. Now, automations are amazing, and Teamwork has such amazing automations. They have different categories that they have their default ones in. So they have priority-based tags, create, in progress, assignments, time, dates, comments, stages, and we also have integrations that are available. So let's say I want to, whenever the due date arrives, I want to change the priority. Due date arrives at 9, or one day before the due date arrives, I want to change the priority to high, and I want to apply this to all projects. Whenever the day before a task is still due, I want the priority to be high because obviously that task is due. And this will happen automatically. I won't have to, manually do this. And this ensures that you're able to complete all of your work within its given time period and within its given deadline. Now, this was all about project management. You guys can see projects are just one part of using Teamwork. They also have clients, calendars, people, and so much more you can set. You can click on Add Client and start adding the client, including addresses, private notes, public notes, website, email, and more. Whenever you click on Add a Client, let's say this is going to be Cassiopeia. I'm just gonna add them like this. Now you have different projects you can create that are going to be linked to individual clients. Then if you click on the top right, you will see you have the ability to work within your team time. So your team time basically is going to give you a log of the total time each member has spent on any of the projects that are happening. So this makes it really easy for you to pay your employees if you're not directly taking payments from individual clients. So you're doing payroll on your own. Then you have an everything section, which basically gives you everything all in one place, regardless of what project it belongs to. Every task that is active can be viewed. Now, below that, you have your planning and reporting features, including resourcing and reporting. So for resourcing, you have the ability to schedule, build workloads, portfolios, and charts. This makes sure that you are able to get the project deadlines in a way that the workload is distributed between your employees. We can see Cassiopeia, how much time is this particular project going to take? Let's say it's going to take up this much time. So it's going to take up 2 hours every day because I logged the estimated time at 6 hours, I think. So on and so forth. I can balance out the workload, not only for myself, but my employees can do that as well. Then in the portfolio section, you're able to use columns cards to organize projects. And then you have a chart that you can add as well. Below that, you have your reporting features where you can have Teamwork generate reports for you based upon utilization, expense summaries, invoice statuses, completed tasks versus actual tasks, planned or actual tasks, and then log time per project, utilization, so on and so forth. So you have all of these amazing tools on Teamwork. Surely it must be expensive. Well, it actually is not. Teamwork starts at only $10.99 per user per month. This is on yearly billing, so if you go with monthly billing, you have to pay $13, but yearly billing saves you 29%. They also have their Grow plan, which starts at $19, their Sale plan at $54.99. So what does this entail? The Deliver plan gives you automations, forms, project statuses, reports, and team management. Whereas if you go for the Grow plan, you have advanced budgeting, powerful reports, and more. And on the Scale plan, you get everything in the Grow with unlimited retainer management, unlimited custom reports, and resource scheduler. Personally, I actually like the Grow plan a lot, even though the Scale plan is more popular. I do think for most mid-sized businesses, the Grow plan has all the features that you would need. So I hope you guys found today's video helpful and you're able to make your own informed decision on using Teamwork. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and if you have any questions or queries, you guys can leave those in the comments down below. I would love to know what you guys have to say.